Welcome to the June 2006 City Focus. On this edition, the Games of Texas are coming. The city gauges its success. Protecting your property and your pocketbook. And basic rules for train safety. These stories and more on City Focus.
The TAAF Games of Texas are coming to Williamson County this summer with more than 10,000 athletes from across the state competing in various sporting events. Terry Wagner tells us more about the games and speaks to several athletes from our local area.
For more than 20 years, the TAAF Games of Texas has provided a sporting opportunity for Texas amateur athletes. In fact, 10,000 athletes and more than 40,000 spectators are expected to visit our community.
There are a lot of things that are exciting about hosting the Games of Texas. One of them is this forming of a regional partnership and working together. The other is the economic impact that it's going to create for all of our cities that are involved.
Many athletes crave the excitement of the games and travel across the state to participate.
Every time we go to a different city, we get an opportunity to see what their city is like, and we always get a great welcome.
Preparing athletes for the Games of Texas takes hard work and dedication. Oftentimes, the entire family works together to help the athlete reach their dreams.
You can tell that the athletes that come to the games are really dedicated, and it takes a lot to be that dedicated, a lot of time for the parents and for the athletes as well. With summer vacation on, everybody likes to take a break, but you see how hard they work from the very young to athletes are reaching their 60s already, coming out there and competing. It's wonderful to see that.
The Games of Texas provides an opportunity for fierce competition as the state's top athletes are at this one event.
And it's a lot of fun to get competition at the big meets and knowing that your big competition is your friend at the same time. So it makes competition a lot more fun.
The multi-sport aspect of the Games of Texas allows athletes to unite and support each other.
Last year in Waco, we had boxing just across the hall from our venue. We had gymnastics down the hall, so we get to see other athletes in their venues.
Ultimately, the Games of Texas is about sports and fitness, a way of life.
Fitness is a huge part of my life. I am the Fit City columnist for the Austin American-Statesman, and actually the Games of Texas sort of led me to that career, which sounds a little odd, but when I got back into swimming, I realized that it was a huge part of my life that colored almost everything I did. And I've learned through swimming to stay balanced during the day, to stay sane. My husband always jokes that, nobody's happy if Pam hasn't gone for her morning swim practice.
We are happy with the tremendous community support of the Games of Texas.
We want to know what you think. So every other year, the City of Round Rock polls citizens on topics ranging from city services to safety. Will Hampton reports on how we fared in our recent Biennial Survey.
The results are in from our 2006 Customer Service Survey, and the numbers are pretty impressive, with one exception. Of the roughly 40 questions we routinely ask in the survey, 2 stand above the rest. Is the city heading in the right direction? And do you feel safe walking alone in your neighborhood at night? On the first question, 83%, or more than 4 out of 5 residents, say the city of Round Rock is heading in the right direction. That's up from 69% in 1998 and 76% in 2002. As for the second question, nearly 90% of our residents say they feel safe walking alone in their neighborhood at night. Maybe that's why Round Rock's ranking as the 8th safest city in America last year wasn't a surprise to those of us who live and work here. The positive polling for major city departments like fire, police, parks, and the library remains high, around or above 70% favorable. Now, the one area where the marks were low, not surprisingly, is traffic. We're really not surprised the responses were mostly negative for traffic. It's been a tough year to drive around town, what with massive construction projects at major intersections on Interstate 35. It'll be interesting to see what the poll numbers look like in 2008, when the roads now under construction are scheduled to be open. A little background on the survey. The city hires a private independent agency to conduct the poll. They'll call 400 residents at random to ensure objectivity. The margin of error is 4.9%. We'll have a more in-depth look at the survey in our mid-month update of City Focus, so keep watching.
Texas leads the nation in railroad fatalities involving both pedestrians and vehicles. Parents should remember to obey all railroad crossing warnings and remind their kids to stay away from railroad tracks as they go about their summertime activities.
This rail line through Round Rock has an all too unfortunate history. Many of our residents have died on this stretch of railway, mainly from violating the law and from simple carelessness.
Okay. We need people to be aware not to stop on the railroad tracks while waiting at a stop sign or a red light, not to go around the gates, and not to try to beat the gates. Texas law states you cannot cross the railroad tracks until the gates are fully in the upright position or fully down. You cannot try to beat the tracks or off to the races and make a fast run when you see the gates start going up. You never know, a second track there might be another train coming. Another problem that we're having, particularly in this area, is trespassers. People don't realize everything 50 feet each side of the railroad tracks belongs to the railroad, and it is against state law for them to be in that area. It says you can only cross the tracks at a public street or a public crossing. You can't use it anyplace else. You can't use the railroad tracks for a shortcut, going home, going to school, or just going anywhere.
Let's try to make this a safe summer. Obey all of the crossing warnings, stay away from the tracks, because in a contest between you and a train, the train will win every time.
We all want to feel safe here in Round Rock, and that means striving for solid fire and emergency response coverage. Vehicle upgrades at Fire Station Number 4 are designed to protect both our property and our pocketbooks.
In 2004, the city brought in a nationally recognized consultant to conduct an assessment of the fire department. They studied things such as our coverage areas, our population, current and future, as well as the number of calls that we respond to and the different types of calls. When their job was done, we had a citizens group review the recommendations. Based on that hard work, the city has mobilized 2 new trucks at Fire Station Number 4 located on Gaddis School Road.
This truck can do everything the engine company can do. In addition, it has an 85-foot aerial ladder on top with the basket. So now we can reach high places with it, we can reach low places with it, and we can extend it out to provide a level of service to the city that the city needs.
In the past, Station 4 housed a single fire engine. If that engine was on a call and another call for service came in for District 4, the response times to the second call rose dramatically since the responding engine had to respond from a more distant station. To remedy this issue, the engine has been replaced with a ladder truck, giving us the ability to provide aerial support to not only District 4, but the southern half of Round Rock. We also added a rescue truck to respond to medical emergencies.
Then about 67% of the 3,200 calls we ran last year are emergency medical services calls that can be handled with 2 people. So running the smaller, quicker rescue improves our response time to critical EMS calls, and it leaves the bigger truck in the station in case there's a fire or in case there's a need for a second EMS vehicle out of Station 4. This one's prepared to do it.
These upgrades allow us to achieve our goal in keeping the citizens of Round Rock and their property safe in an innovative and cost-efficient manner.
Do your part to be water wise. Water is not in short supply in Round Rock, but excessive use puts a strain on our water system, creating annoying side effects such as diminished water pressure and the need for more expensive water treatment plants. This is why the city urges citizens to ascribe to the Water Wise watering program. The goal of the program is to spread out the days people water their yards to help reduce strain, especially during the hot summer months. Do your part to be water wise, and remember, during the heat of the day, up to 60% of water intended for your lawn evaporates before it can do any good. Also, set sprinklers to not water sidewalks or spray into the street. Wasted water is not helping your lawn and it's costing you money. A deep watering in the evening every 5 days strengthens grass roots and saves you cash. Companies are also encouraged to participate by becoming a partner with the city in the WaterWise program. For more information, contact Environmental Services at 218-5559 and do your part to be water wise.
Another hot and dry summer is just around the corner. To help alleviate potential water issues, the City of Round Rock encourages residents and businesses to follow the Water Wise program during the summer months.
The Water Wise program is a water conservation program endorsed and supported by the City of Round Rock. Your lawn watering days are based on the last digit of your home address. Let's say your address is 2013 Round Rock Avenue. You would look on the watering calendar for the days that correspond with the number 3. These are your designated watering days. Because watering is encouraged on a 5-day schedule, the designated watering day moves each week. This program is in place to help spread out the amount of water used daily. If everyone watered every day, the demand on the current water system would be enormous.
What you'd like to do is water every 5 days to a depth of 2 inches. It makes your roots stronger. You want to make sure that you don't water in the middle of the day because about 60% of that water will evaporate and it will cost you money. We recommend people to water between 7 p.m. and 10 a.m.
A few simple precautions, like following the watering schedule and not watering your lawn during the heat of the day, will help keep your lawn beautiful and reduce stress on our water system.